Welcome back, and thank you so much for joining me for part 3 of this COVID guidelines video series. This video we're going to be talking about social distancing and why we are doing it at Second Harvest and why you should be doing it pretty much everywhere you go. The reason social distancing is so important is, even though it's kind of hard to think about, viruses are just particles, and just like us, just like we're affected by gravity, so are viruses. Viral particles fall to the ground just like we would if we were very, very tiny. So the purpose of social distancing basically is, if I am standing here and you are standing right next to me and I cough, the chances of the virus particles that I'm coughing up landing on you and you breathing them in is pretty high. But if you're standing 6 feet away from me and I cough, the chances of those virus particles making it 6 entire feet away from me and you inhaling them is a whole lot lower, purely because they'll fall to the ground. Just like that. Pretty simple. So obviously, there is a small chance that they could make it to you, which is why if you can be more than 6 feet away from somebody, you should try and stay as far away as possible. So if you're in a giant room, you could probably stay further away than 6 feet and you'll be even safer. Of course, the safest thing to do is to stay home if you can and avoid being in public around folks that you aren't exposed to daily as often as you can, which is why at Second Harvest we're going to be doing everything we can to have as many people working from home as possible until the COVID-19 threat is eliminated. There are circumstances in which you have to work with people, you have to be around people, and by maintaining that 6 feet social distancing and by wearing your mask, as was talked about in the previous video, you can not only protect others from getting the disease from you if you're a carrier, but by social distancing, you can also protect yourself from getting the disease from other people who may be carrying it. So it's a win-win situation if you're social distancing. If you are in an area that you can't be 6 feet away from somebody, but you have to be there, maintain as great a distance as you can. So if the most distance that you can make between yourself and your neighbor is 4 feet, that's better than 0 feet. So stay as far away as you can from one another. It's pretty simple. It's pretty easy to do, and that's pretty much the end of the video. Thank you so much for joining me for this shorter part, this social distancing conversation. I hope to see you again in part 4, which will be the final part, and we're just going to talk a little bit more about some of the symptoms of COVID and what you need to do if you think you might have it. So I'll see you then. Thank you so much.